Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine. We're back on Eastern Island time right here at Tiki Man Radio, TikiManRadio.com, your coastal Americana radio station. Happy Friday to you, everybody. Welcome to Weekdays with the Tiki Man and Johnny B, streaming live on Dockside Live Radio, Tiki Man Radio, and, of course, Western Maryland Radio. Let's get ready for the show. That's what I'm talking about. Happy Friday to you, everybody. We made it. Let me see if I can get my cohort in here, my brother from another mother, Johnny B. How you doing, brother?
Good morning, my southern brother from another mother. I tell you what, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, man. We made it. You're up in Maryland. What is it? What are we up to now? 27 feet of snow or something?
We're close to that, but I woke up, it was about 3 degrees. That's better than yesterday. It was 0, and we're currently at 9. So I think we're gaining some altitude here.
Woo.
It's a heat wave.
Man, I tell you, yeah, you're going to have to turn on the air conditioner or something, if it gets any hotter up there.
I tell you what, no, I think we're just going to have to share the Tiki Man positive vibes across the entire nation. That's what we need to do.
Yes.
Share those vibrations across this frozen nation.
Yes, we are one day closer to spring. That's all the hell I know how to do in the wintertime is count down the days till spring. As I've gotten older, I really don't like the wintertime that much. I just can't stand it. And, and particularly here in Tennessee where everything just dies off, everything turns brown, and, the leaves all go away, the ducks get the hell out of town, all this stuff, and it gets darker earlier. And we call it hibernation weather. Now, luckily, and because we live in Tennessee, we get all 4 seasons. It doesn't last very long, and things start coming back to life. But I understand now why people become snowbirds. I really do. I used to think it was crazy as hell, but I understand now. You get to a point where, let's just go. Let's just go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, after doing these shows and being back in the environment again, I'm thinking, a few months in Florida might not be a bad idea after this polar vortex.
Yeah.
Coming to you live from somewhere in South Florida.
Yeah. Well, we've got a special guest here in the studio with us. I'm going to bring him in here, and there he is, Mr. Dave Junclaws, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and he's a really good friend of Dave Sines, our partner here. And we've been chatting. He got here about 30 minutes ago, so we've crammed a lot of information in about 25 minutes or so. But we're glad to have him here with us with Floating Docks Manufacturing Company. He's been with them for a long time.
Yeah, it's coming up on 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And
as a matter of fact, I think I started 1st of February. 1st of February. Wow. Yeah.
40 years ago, man.
Yeah.
And still, well, you must love it. You're still doing it.
It's the people. It's the folks that it's the ones I really like, and not that I don't like the corporate ones, but the mom and pop operations. They are fun to be with. They're smart. They know what they want, and we've been able to help them out.
Well, there you go. And Floating Docks Manufacturing, and we've got the video we played when we first started this show a lot in 1st of January or so, trying to get the information out about what we were trying to do, trying to connect the dots with what the whole show, the whole coastal Americana thing was. Johnny and I call it connecting the beach house to the lake house, and that's kind of what it is. In our world, with all the singers and songwriters and people that we feature, play their music, about 90% of them are writing about going to paradise. And then, the other 10% are actually in paradise and writing about being there. Well, it's kind of the same thing with everybody that's listening to all these songs. They're all living the lake life, doing things like that. They might go to the beach once a year, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so they're out on the water, man. They got their boats, they got their pontoon boats, they got their fishing. They love to go fish and do all that stuff. So it just naturally makes sense. It's all coastal to us, right? So we just want to connect the two and focus a little bit more on what we're doing. We're also geared up with waterways, you know, and keeping the water clean here in the Tennessee Valley. Tennessee River Rescue. They have a big event here in October where they clean up all the garbage and get all the tires and everything out of the water and keep an eye on safety. So we're focused on a lot of those things that comes to do with the lake. But tell us a little bit about Floating Docks Manufacturing.
Floating Docks has been primarily in the Kentucky, Tennessee area for the TVA lakes. We've called on Somerset, or Lake Cumberland in Somerset, is what I meant to say. And then we've got Dale Hollow, we've got Kentucky Lake, Barkley. That's just to name a few. We've got Green River and things like that. So our bread and butter has been the marinas on those lakes, as well as we've got a lot of work down in Texas. We're pretty much across the country.
Yeah.
For inland lakes, and it's been a joy just going from one lake to another. I've never been to a really bad lake, so it's not. It hasn't been a. And so what we do is we really just try to put together. Basically, what I'm doing is talking to the owners on what they need.
Yeah.
Floating Docks is out of Indianapolis. We manufacture the product. Once we secure the contract, we come to the marina, and it's a big erector set, is the best I can describe it after 40 years. And up they go, and we've got a great factory. We've got great ownership. We've got really a great product, and it's just been a joy to represent a quality product. Is really what it is.
Well, yeah, that's always good when you're working with people that you can feel proud about working with. And I know here in the Tennessee Valley, you know, they drop the water. Right. TVA drops the water, and then they raise it back up in the springtime. And a lot of the lakes dry up a little bit, so a floating dock becomes more and more important in those scenarios.
We have to design around low water.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking at a dock, why don't we put in more docks here, you know, in the summertime when the water's up? Well, it'll ground, you know, the docks will ground out. So we do have to design for low water, for the folks wondering why we can't get more slips into the to the harbor. And
and vice versa. You shouldn't really ever buy a lake house in the middle of summer.
No, exactly. And so we do residential docks.
Yeah.
We do more. We're getting more and more into industrial floating docks for what they call moving water from one spot to another, and so we design the docks for 8-cylinder. I mean, like a car engine has to sit on our frames. We got to have enough flotation to not only carry the weight of the motor, but the weight of the water going through. And so we got an industrial part of our business that is doing quite well as well.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's just it's a niche business for sure. But it's just been a great career, and I'd do it again.
Well, and things happen. I mean, it wasn't, I don't know, doesn't seem that long ago, but maybe 10 years ago we had that tornado that came through here.
Right.
And tore up Island Cove, which is right next to us here. And so all those docks had to be replaced. And I believe you guys worked with them, didn't you?
We did.
Yeah.
We did. So we're thankful that nobody was killed that day. It was, I think it was March 2nd. I think it was March. And the tornado came over the hill, and it was in the direct line of all these docks. And it was just amazing that no one was killed, and we're thankful for that.
Yeah, right across, Johnny, right across the, so you got Island Cove, and then right across there is a little island where the land area is, and there's a lot of fancy houses over there, a lot of big houses. That's where a lot of money is, on the other side. They ain't over here where we're at, they're on the other side. They got to separate us, between the water. And but there's a big hill right there, and I had a friend of mine that had a house right on that point. And it literally came over his house and went down that hill and then right across the water into Island Cove. And I believe it crossed the road and went on up the road that way, up another road called
and it
Hunter
had
Road.
A lot of homes over there.
Yeah, had a lot of homes over there as well. And happened that fast, and there's boats thrown way the hell out in the lake, it was crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's a beautiful lake. I've been there, and wow, man, I tell you what, they only let the radio guys hang out at the marina.
Yeah. They let us hang out at the Mexican taco place there, Amigos, and that's about as far as we get to go.
I enjoyed my stay there. I really did. It's a beautiful place. I'm sorry to hear about that tornado.
Yeah.
But you don't get any warnings with them.
No.
I lived in Kentucky for a while. You were talking about floating docks manufacturing in Kentucky. And I live down in Harrodsburg, right near Daniel Boone's fort. Yeah. And they're all about the houseboats on the lake on the weekend. Here in Maryland, everybody's about going to the beach on the weekend, which is, 5.5, 6 hours for us. But we make the run. And then we come back up here to Deep Creek Lake area. But we're not down to the beach all the time. Like Danny said, we're on the lakes. We're at Cheat Lake, Deep Creek Lake, Alpine Lake. And there's tons of waterways around here, And I looked at all your products on your website, man. You all have some amazing stuff going on there. You really do, with the floating docks and the stuff you can do for government, industrial, and then for private. That is awesome.
Right. And just call the office, and I'll be happy to get back with you, on what you're looking for.
Well, let's give some shout-outs, and I want to play the video in case anybody hasn't ever seen it that we put together for Floating Docks, MFG, manufacturing, of course. And let's see here. Good morning to Callie McCool out in California. That's Callie McCool and the student crew. They do their show every Tuesday. That's our internship in Antioch High School, and I believe he's on his 4th year of doing that, and he's also Teacher of the Year for having that event, or having that, it's a school year every year. Yeah, he does. Let me see here. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the only awards we've ever been anything to be associated with, Johnny B. The TRMA, they kind of shun us a little bit, but out in California, they put together a whole program and make it the Teacher of the Year with Callie McCool. So good job to the kids. Catch that show every Tuesday at noon. Mo is out there this morning. Good morning to Mo. Happy Friday to you. We made it. Let's see here. Memorial service. Heading into memorial service. Well, sorry to hear that, Mo. Aww. But it could be a wedding. I always send people condolences for their wedding things. Well, we're going to a wedding this weekend. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Send our condolences to everybody. Let's see here. Uncle Alex is out there. He will be back in the chocolate bar this Sunday bartending. He makes the best Bloody Marys in Harrison Bay. And he won the actual Bloody Mary contest we had here one time. So
I'll have to show up to that.
Yeah, there you go. And he's been down in Boca for what seems like forever, ever since we left Key West. And So he's going to be back. He's supposed to be back this past weekend, but the hippie chick was sick, and we didn't want to get everybody else sick, so we just kind of told everybody to stay the hell away. So good morning to Uncle Alex. Huh?
Is he bringing the reef rum?
He is. He is bringing the reef rum. Thank God. Thank God.
I'll tell you what, I've got pack mules on standby at the bottom of the mountain, man. If UPS will just drop some off, well, the mules will bring it right up.
Well, they're going to need some pack mules. He's bringing 2 cases of reef rum, bringing it up from Florida. And, of course, reef rum is our official rum sponsors of Tiki Man Radio. So we're looking forward to it. I was actually chatting with David last night, and he's just enjoying everything that we got going on here. So Donna and Bob Cummings is out there this morning. Good morning to you. I was chatting with her earlier this morning. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to everybody. But let's get this day started off right the island way with some positive vibes. And we'll play that video before we come back, and so everybody can hear it. Grab a cup of coffee, come over and be. Docks Manufacturing Company, located in Indianapolis, Indiana, has been in business for over 50 years. Family-owned business constructing dock systems that have endured the test of time, with a variety of services from commercial systems, floating platforms and fuel docks, bridges and access walkways, rowing and kayak docks, industrial and pump docks, specializing in custom fabrications and residential and fishing docks. From your concept to finish, Floating Docks Manufacturing is your experts when it comes to your personal paradise. Floating Docks Manufacturing Company can install new docks or supply you with components for open or covered docks. They specialize in providing their customers with the highest quality products that has been earned by developing effective long-term business relationships. This history of craftsmanship, customer service, stability, and relationship building is what sets Floating Docks Manufacturing Company apart from all the rest. Reach out to them today. Floating Docks Manufacturing. Visit floatingdocks.com or give them a call at 1-800-969-DOC. That's 1-800-969-DOC. It's time to take your dream concept to the next level with Floating Docks Manufacturing Company. That's right, Floating Docks Manufacturing Company, and we are very fortunate. Let me get back over here and get on the screen so I can get everybody back in here. Let's see here. Very fortunate to have Dave with Floating Docks Manufacturing right here in the studio with us.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, pretty swanky commercial there for you guys.
Well, I was going to say, that was top notch.
That's first rate right there, brother.
I'm telling you.
That's first rate. You won't get that on your normal television. You won't get that long of a commercial. You won't get featured like that. You won't. None of that's going on regular radio, by the way, because regular radio say, listen, we're going to play a minute-long commercial for you every day. It's going to cost you $30,000,
Yeah. And only local people get to hear it.
Yeah. And here we are.
It's nice to meet you, Johnny B, and as well. So
nice to meet you, Dave. Absolute pleasure. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, and early on, I had the number written down here on the back of a, 1-800-969-DOC. I had it in front of me that way I would remember it.
That font is excellent.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Shoot.
We got to roll quick in radio.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really off the cuff.
Yeah, to say the least. I mean, I love everything getting to know. Like Johnny and I have learned so much with interviewing these boat companies and people from the boat shows. Because when you have to put together these videos, you got to learn everything about how to talk about it correctly, get the history of the company, what they're all about, all that stuff. And we don't interview just anybody either. I mean, we kind of pick and choose what we think is right for our particular audience out there. So let's see here. That is okay. Western Maryland Radio's out there, Johnny B.
Yeah, that's Robin, our producer.
Oh, Robin, our producer's out there. Good morning to you, Robin. You're looking marvelous this morning, darling. You're just looking marvelous.
Marvelous, sweetheart.
Now, if we could get Johnny B to go get his toes did, that'd be great. I mean, Johnny,
Dave, they're trying to talk me into this. It's like it'd be dragging a cat across carpet. All right? But they done called me out. And so it's like a double dog dare. So I'm gonna have to do this.
All right.
But I'm getting my mindset together.
Dave, do you get your toes did?
Dipped?
Your toe, man, pedicures.
Pedicures.
Yes.
I think I've had it done once. It wasn't bad because they did serve wine with it. So see if that place has that feature.
Yeah, I'm going to need a sedative. I don't want anybody touching my feet. Period.
Yeah, give me a shot of whatever you got back there. Yeah, that's how Johnny B would be. But Johnny, that's the first thing they do. They put you down, and they don't put you down, but I mean, they put you in the chair. Okay. They put you in the chair, you put your feet in some warm water, you get comfortable. And she said, "You want something to drink?"
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Hell yeah, I want something to drink. What the hell you got back there?
What about that rum?
Yeah.
What about that rum truck?
Yeah, do you have reef rum back there?"
That's right.
That's right, man. Just put it in the IV bag, would you?
Yeah, hook me up, please. Yeah.
What if you get hooked on it, Johnny B? Are you going to tell people?
I don't know, I'm still trying to figure it out. I think Robin, my girlfriend's going to help me through this. I may need some psychology treatment. I don't know, but I think we're going to be okay. I may need some therapy. Well, we already know that.
It ain't that bad, I mean, your beautiful girl Robin, our producer, is chiming in here, So, I mean, we're just thinking about you. Now, listen, Johnny. When we all get a little older, okay, we got to think of things a little bit differently. But we've talked a lot about this, but the sheer fact of you using those rusty old damn clippers and stuff to try to clip, trying to reach, there'll be a point where you can't reach those toes no more, Johnny. Okay, I'm just letting you know. And you're a big old tall guy, so I mean, that foot gets further and further away. Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. But Dave, I think you're the impartial witness here. Okay, you had it done once. Would you go back, Dave?
I would. I'd go back. So
I got to do it about every 3 weeks, or I can't sleep. I sleep better when my toes have been done correctly.
Oh wow, you're there once a month.
Yeah,
everybody.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nice. All right.
Now I don't do the nails and all that stuff, but I do the toes. And you just can't be walking around with ugly ass feet.
Well,
it's bad for business.
I maintain myself, okay? But Robin said, I'm going to threaten to send pictures of your toes to Danny.
Yes, please do.
Look great.
Send them, Robin.
Great, all right? They look great, all right? They're fine, all right? But I guess if I let them grow out a little bit, I'll go get them did or something. And Dave, you're not making this any better.
Well, let's look at it another way. You could get maybe a flip-flop, sponsor,
Well, it's bad for business to have a white Tiki Man. You got to have a little bit of a tan, and you can't be walking around with your ugly ass feet. Nobody wants to take their picture with you. When you're just like, God Almighty. It's just bad. It's just bad.
There you go.
I tell you what, I'm still working on the tan. I think we need a Tiki Man toner, okay? 'Cause he's got the tan. I'm up here in the Great White North, with the lighting and everything. I'm like, can we just do like brown lighting? These computer screens are lighting me up, and I look like snow.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need some toner or something, Tiki Man tan.
Yeah. Well, I told you I had the best slogan in the world for that, because if the sun will kill Jimmy Buffett and Bob Marley, it will kill you. You need the Tiki Man dew on you, okay? Just get you some Tiki Man skin cover there, and you'll be fine. Make sure you get your toes done every 3 weeks.
Man, I'd be the guy walking around in the mountains with a big tan. They're like, wow, where you been?
Yeah, where you been? You ain't from around here, are you, boy?
I'm going to tell you what, man. I'm looking at some of the posts here. And good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for chiming in. Really appreciate it. People are talking about being stacked up for these storms. And we're like stacked up until spring, all right? Because it's all pack ice, man. I'm not coming off the mountain, all right? So we'll be out in the spring.
Well, I'm a big NASCAR fan, and we're so excited that the Daytona 500 party and the Daytona 500 is next weekend. But they have this crazy thing that they do called the Clash, and it used to be a big deal, but they've turned it into a spectacle the last 4 or 5 years. And they're supposed to be over at Bowman Graham Stadium tomorrow, and tomorrow on Sunday, and they're supposed to get like 6-8 inches of snow, and they keep every hour or so. No, we're still doing it. We're still, and everybody's like, ain't no way in hell y'all gonna be doing that race tomorrow night. So
I don't know. Dave, do you do chopper pads? Because we could use a chopper pad here on the mountain.
I don't think so. Not now. So
No, they don't get that far away from the water.
no.
Well, wait a minute. I'm only 30 minutes away from the water, you know? But yeah, I tell you what, Dave, have you ever been up to Deep Creek?
I have not. We need to get more coverage up in that area. So, but I'm mainly in the Midwest here. So
Gotcha.
I'm pretty much Illinois, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
that's and then I just sent
Yeah.
Tiki Man a picture of my dock. That's about a week old.
That's his dock.
Wow.
That's a sad picture right there, you know.
That's a small lake we live on. It's about a mile long. So,
Yeah. So y'all just go snowboarding in the wintertime or something. I mean, that is snow, right?
Oh, yeah.
Snow and ice.
That isn't Photoshop by any means.
That's real. That's my life, man.
That's it. That's right. But that's a 20-year-old dock. That's a 20-year-old dock.
Is that one of, I'm assuming, floating dock
That's a
manufacturer?
floating dock, and that isn't my first rodeo with snow there in southern Indiana.
Yeah. Built to last the test of time.
There you go. So.
Yeah, as I said in that video. Yeah.
That's proof right there, you know, especially for up here. I mean, Deep Creek is like 40,000 acres of water, 65 miles of shoreline, and there's homes and docks and just stuff everywhere like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all frozen over right now. They're ice fishing.
Yeah, well, we'll get through this. We'll get back on the water, and this time of year is when they have a lot of boat shows, because this is the best time of year to buy a boat, get it before they get more expensive as the summer goes along, from what I understand, because there's a higher demand, I guess. I don't know, people trading in boats, doing things, whatever. But if you're just trying to buy a boat, now's the time to find a boat show near you and go check it out. And some of the people that we've talked to with Marine Max, one of the largest, and if you're not wanting to buy a boat, you can reach out to a club like Freedom Boat Club, and that's an opportunity for you to join a club where you can try out different kinds of boats to decide which boat is for you. In different locations all around the country, around the world. She said 400 different locations, 90,000 members belong to the Freedom Boat Club.
Wow.
We have helped Freedom Boat Club on some of the docks that they need to moor their boats.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, so we're familiar with the Freedom Boat Club family.
Yeah, it's all connected. We had a blast talking to Lisa last week with Freedom Boat Club, and I'll be reaching. I got to follow up with her this afternoon on an email we got going backwards and forwards. But we are looking for. Let me see if I can. Let me put us all back in the green room right quick. And as you can see, we're looking for a live cam sponsor for Weekdays with the Tiki Man and Johnny B. This is how it would look. I put this together. Normally, we had all of our logos on here or whatever, but this kind of give you a visualization. You can visualize.
Okay. I understood that.
Yeah. Maybe you can visualize, depending on how I can say it. Your logo right here, that's the way it'd be. When we have a live cam, for instance, when we do the Sunday show, we have the Cammy's Grammy live cam that's done throughout the show. All right, and her logo is featured in all social media posts that we do about that show. It is also on the corner of the screen whenever we're doing the show live on YouTube. And, of course, it's mentioned throughout the week on anything that we're doing pertaining to that. We've got the Southernmost Pint down in Key West for Coastal Confessions that, by the way, will come up tonight at 7 o'clock live from Key West with B-Man and Michelle, live from the Beachy Shell Studios in Key West. By the way, it's 76 degrees down there.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad. I hope that makes you feel a little better there, Johnny. But anyway, so that's kind of how that would look on a normal basis. I was talking to Chris Bellamy yesterday, And, you know, I manage his schedule, and I do all of his social posts and everything with his schedule. And they canceled some gigs down in Key Largo, Isla Mirada and Key Largo, because it's going to be in the 50s down there.
Yeah, I was going over some of the temps yesterday on my show, and man, I mean, it was going to be, below freezing down in Orlando, around 30 in the Tampa, Sarasota area, 10 degrees over around West Palm area. Those were the wind chills, and it's a little out of control. All right, it's time for this polar vortex to just move back north.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. People in Miami going to lose their mind this weekend and next weekend when it gets like into the 30s or 40s.
Yeah, the flights are all booked with the iguanas checking out of Key West. Nobody can get a flight anywhere.
That's right. That's right. Let's see here. Verona Corona is checking in from Mexico this morning. Good morning to you, Verona Corona.
Is she down there for the whole winter?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's how the Canadians roll, man.
Yeah.
I told you how it was when I was on the road, on 95 during the winter. It's like, right after the new year, watch out. It looks like mass exodus from Canada.
Well, all of us complaining, right? That doesn't hold a candle to anybody in Canada right now. Okay, I mean they're used to it. Like their biggest fear is, man, I hope that roof lasts another year. With all the snow that's packed on top of it. But yeah, Verona, when the snow starts falling, she gets the hell out of there and goes to Mexico.
Wow, I didn't know the whole. Geez.
Yeah.
That's great, man. Well.
Yeah, good for her, right?
Yeah, good for you, Verona. We love you. We love you. She used to tune into my show all the time. She was there in the mornings, and yeah, man, still around. We're all still together here, all these years, 15 years later.
Yeah, no doubt. She says it's chilly here today in Mexico, 75 degrees. Whatever.
Wow. I got a heater here. I got flannel on. It's cold.
You got a blanket on your old ugly toes down there.
No, I got the heat remote right here.
That's another thing, Robin.
On, off.
He gets his toes did properly, Robin. He won't be, those sheets where he just, he puts a hole in the sheets. You got to constantly replace them and all that stuff. He won't have that problem anymore, because they won't be all butchered up with those rusty old pliers that he's using out of the toolbox.
Well,
that's going to lead to a hangnail that's going to give you a heart attack. So,
that does it. We're going to have to go to Nail Teeny's in Key West. If I'm going to get my toes did, it's going to be down at Nail Teeny's, all right? Key West.
Well, that's right. That's one of our sponsors in Key West, Nail Teeny's, right there on Duval Street. They will take good care of you. Under new management, by the way. And Sissy, who owned that for years, sold it, moved to North Carolina for some ungodly reason. But they have a new owner, and they've continued to work with us as well, and they're a sponsor for the Coastal Confessions show. And when we're in Key West, you can damn well bet that's where we go to get our toes. We get our toes did there, Johnny B.
Well, and I know there's plenty to drink down there, so that works just fine for me.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a whole nother level in Key West. They really do bring you. How many shots of vodka would you lock in that coffee?
Yeah.
2, please.
World. I lived down there for a while, just outside of the Keys.
Yeah,
and it's a different world, man. Different world.
Well, they get you all liquored up, man. You'll do a facial and everything. That's how they work down there. So you got to be careful with that. But
you go down there, and all of a sudden, it's like a few years later, it's like, man, what am I doing here?
Yeah. Speaking of Key West,
for a week.
Yeah. Speaking of Key West, one of the big things down there is sunsets at Mallory Square. And it's for forever and a day. It's been a rule that the cruise ships have to be out there by sunset, and that goes back to when Captain Tony was the mayor of Key West, and he wanted to make Key West the way it was when he came there in the 60s and 70s when he was hiding out from the mob who tried to kill him up in Jersey. There's a short little history story for you children here on a Friday, but. You can't be having the cruise ships.
Shake up your Friday nights and tune into Coastal Confessions with B-Man and Michelle from 7 to 9 p.m. on the internet at TikiManRadio.com or on Tiki Man Radio YouTube, live from the Beachy Shell Studios in Key West, Florida.
Hey everybody, join us for Sunday Mornings with the Tiki Man is streaming live on the Cammy's Grammy Live Cam. Cammy's Grammy is the official sign company. What it is, though, but you're listening to Weekdays with the Tiki Man and Johnny B, and we're very fortunate to have Dave here with Floating Docks Manufacturing in the studio with us. You're our first in-studio guest since we started doing this show.
Well, it's a good honor.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get Johnny B back in here. Yeah, absolutely. Now we've done a ton of interviews like this, and this is a crazy thing. Being inside my head is a whole nother world. Okay, and you don't really want to get in there because you might not get out, and you realize how much work it is, and you have to go lay down after that. But I told everybody how we were going to do this show. People were like, well, how the hell are you going to have a co-host in Maryland, and how you going to be in Tennessee, and how you going to have people in the studio and interview them all at the same time? I'm like, just hold my beer and watch this. Okay, it's going to be just fun.
So he called his wingman here. We've worked together for many years, and I said, "Yeah, man, I'm on. What you got?
What you got? Yeah,
what you got, baby."
It's like we was talking about the other day. Yeah, the other day, you got that one friend. You walk into the room and say, "Listen, I need your help. Somebody might get hurt. There's a possibility we might go to jail." And they put down their phone and say, "Whose car are we driving?"
Yeah. I'm in.
I'm in, man.
You were talking about, I want to get back to that song, Sunset Views, man. That was a beautiful song.
Yeah,
so I
absolutely.
just had to send you that picture. Man. Wow. I'm missing Key West days. But, yeah, I got to tell you what, beautiful, beautiful set, beautiful sunsets down there. We carry on that tradition here on the deck.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful. There's no cruise ships blocking your view for the sunset. That's for sure. It's beautiful up there in Maryland, and of course, Johnny is all about the tourism up in Maryland with Western Maryland Radio. We are streaming live on Western Maryland Radio, Dockside Live Radio, and Tiki Man Radio, as well as the Tiki Man Radio YouTube channel, all at the same time. And so everybody that's out there, good morning to you. It's lunchtime now. Almost 11:56. I guess it's lunchtime for a lot of people, but depending on what time zone you are. Let's see here. Michelle Myers is out there. Happy Friday to you. She'll be coming to visit us soon.
I know a Michelle Myers.
Do?
No, it's Michelle Edwards now. Never mind.
Okay, well,
it wasn't Michelle Myers. She was Michelle Myers. Never mind.
Yeah, well, there you go. But Michelle Myers, she is our ambassador of all great things. She will be down in Tampa at Music on the Bay, along with B-Man and Michelle, who are coming up from Key West. They will be doing a live broadcast there at Whiskey Joe's, and we're looking forward to that. And put out some information yesterday about the summer luau with the East Tennessee Pearhead Clubs that I'll be up there broadcasting for that event July the 31st, August the 1st up in Knoxville, and they're pretty excited about it. I put all the line up in there. I'll probably play that here shortly in the video as well. Let's see here. Who did I miss? I know it's kind of hard to keep up with this sometimes. I love it when everybody comes over and starts chatting amongst themselves. It's part of bringing the Tiki Man Radio family and the Coastal Americana Radio Network family together. Mike Trehone is out there. Good morning to you, man. I hope you're doing fabulous. Happy Friday to you, man. I hope you're doing fabulous. If you guys could hit that like button, that helps us out tremendously. That tells YouTube that you like what we're doing. And that helps out our sponsors. It helps out all of our partners and everybody else because the videos that we do when we feature somebody like Dave here with Floating Dock Manufacturing, it's always out on YouTube. It's always going to be there. And people stumble across that all the time, and they see and they learn and they hear. And all the information about our sponsors and partners are in the description of that video.
Nice.
Yes, it's archived forever, you know.
Yeah.
And when they do a search, you know, the SEOs and the engines and the ranking and all that, you know, it'll pull up those videos.
Yeah.
You know, so I go over to YouTube just to see what shirt I wore the other day to make sure I don't wear it today.
Yeah. What the hell day is it? First of all, you got to figure out what day of the week it is. What day is it? And,
Well,
you know.
yeah, doing this show 3 days a week and then Western Maryland Radio 2 days a week, plus I run that station.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. And, you know, right now I am capturing this show, co-hosting this show, and rebroadcasting this show. So there's a lot going on in this studio.
Yeah.
And but we make it happen.
We make it happen. We take care of people, you know, and take care of our partners and everything else, and make sure that we're bringing positive vibes. We don't do politics. We don't do religion. We don't do anything like that, because no matter which way you go, you're going to piss off half the people. And you come to us to escape from that madness anyway. If you want to drain your brain, then cut on the news, and, you know, in about 30 minutes, you'll just want to shoot yourself. So just, you know, cut off the negativity, cut on the positivity, and get some sunshine in your life. For God's sakes, okay? Cut that negativity out.
That's right. Forget all that. You know, tune in to Weekdays with Tiki Man and Johnny B. We'll set you straight.
That's right. That's right. I'll see
That's right, man. Brought to you by. Yeah, I love saying that line. I've been saying that since I was a kid. I don't know why. I got the radio.
Brought to you by Mom and Dad.
Yeah. Sitting at the table with your mom and dad. Well, coming to you live from the dinner table here with Mom and Dad. Yeah. They're as depressed as ever.
They've been watching the news.
Yeah, they've been watching the news.
They haven't had the Tiki Man.
Yeah, Dad's bitching about the old station wagon, you know.
That's why they had 3 channels, you know, and you had the prices right on during the day, at least whatever was on. And they always said, brought to you by, you know, and I love that line. So maybe that's what led me into radio. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember when we got UHF, man, I thought we was rich. All right, we got 3 more channels, but that's before I realized that I was the remote control. And I had to go over there and you know, get the channel to come in. And if that didn't work, I had to go stand out in the rain where the, you know, lightning rod was sticking up in the sky, you know. And, you know, my dad's sitting in a recliner. I'm out there outside with the lightning rod in the middle of a rainstorm. And he's like, stay right there, don't move. You know,
and
hold that iron up
for all those years.
And here's the dumb part. We did it. You know, because they told us to. Back then, you didn't talk back to your parents. You just did whatever the hell they told you to do, because somewhere along the way, you didn't do it, and that was the last time you want to ever do that.
Right.
Things have changed, to say the least. But
that's how we learn to follow orders.
Yeah, if you told kids these days, listen, we're going to buy a new TV, but you're going to be the remote control, and you're going to change every channel. They'd be like, what? This sucks.
Exactly.
They'd be on their cell phone calling Child Protective Services.
Yeah, well, there you go. But UHF, I was a big Gigantor fan, right? And you had 45, 61, and something else. I forget what the hell it was now, but Gigantor came on 61, which was a radio station here that I grew up around, WFLI, Jet Fly in the Sky, baby. And they had a television station, and they had Gigantor on there.
Wow.
Do you know what Gigantor is?
No.
No.
No, everybody's like, damn, he's old. He's so old, we don't even know what he's talking about. Well, Gigantor was a kid who had a robot, and he you know, he would run the robot with a little box, you know, and the robot would go out and save the world and all this stuff. I thought it was kind of cool.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm glad
Missed that one.
Yeah, I'm glad we had that conversation. Let's see here.
I'm still stuck on Gilligan's Island. You know, I'm the only guy that didn't make it off.
Yeah, there's another show. You know, like everybody could get on Gilligan's Island, but nobody could get the hell off for some reason, except for the people that came on there. They could leave anytime they wanted to.
Yeah, I was the only kid that wanted to be stuck on that island. Everybody wanted off. I wanted on. And, I spent the rest of my life doing that. So,
well, there's two kinds of men out there. There are the ginger men and the Marianne, and I was definitely a Marianne guy, so. Ironically enough, nobody liked Mrs. Howe for some reason. I'm sure somebody did, but it wasn't in my realm of the circle there when I was watching it. But,
yeah, I think Marianne had a lot of fans.
She did.
Yeah.
But we were talking earlier before the show, and welcome to the show, everybody. Please hit that like button. That helps us out. If you're out there listening on one of the 3 radio stations around the world, all the ships at sea, happy Friday to you, everybody. Hope you're doing fabulous. Thank you for tuning in. But, one of the things, I used to write a lot. I put it in one of the books that I released one time about take these kids to the beach. How important that is. That was important to me growing up, that we went to the beach every year. My mom was a big beach lover, and that's kind of where I got it from. My dad was a truck driver, so that's where I got my traveling bug from, apparently. And it's the same thing about getting on the water. Take these kids out and have some fun with the family and get a boat, get a pontoon boat, and just go fishing. Go do something with these kids on the water.
Well, and I'm thankful for my parents, because the lake we live on, we went there every 4th of July. Good family friends that my mom met in Indianapolis, and you wouldn't see our family in Indianapolis on the 4th of July. We were in southern Indiana, where we eventually moved and lived there at this lake. And the other place we went once a year was at the end of August up at Lake Wawasee.
Ah.
And Wawasee is the biggest natural lake in Indiana. And we had just have our family friends, the Johnsons, between my parents and their parents, we were a family of 9 for a week, and we still remember it today. And before the pandemic, we had a family reunion, unfortunately without our parents, but we're still pretty tight. And but it all had to do with being on the water.
Yeah. I mean, my dad, like I said, being a truck driver. Let me see if I can get us back in the stream here, Johnny. I'm trying different things out here, and this is a unique opportunity when we have somebody in the studio and have you in Maryland or whatever for me to change screens around. We're in training mode right now. But my dad, being a truck driver, he would bring these big old bags of oranges and tangerines and grapefruits from Florida when he would come back. We lived here in Tennessee. So I grew up around that kind of environment. I'm sure the last thing he wanted to do was to take the family to Florida. You come home after about 2 weeks on the road, man, you don't want to go nowhere. You don't want to go any damn where. You're like, man, I know y'all want to go somewhere, but I don't even know the neighbors anymore. I haven't even been here. They think I'm a stranger that's broke into our house, so you want to just kind of sleep in your own bed and all that stuff. So it takes a lot dedication for a man to say, yeah, if I want to go to Florida, we'll go to Florida for 2 weeks, And of course, he would show us, Silver Springs was another place down in Florida where we would go. I'm not sure it's still there anymore, but had the glass bottom boats and all this stuff and all kinds of cool things.
Wow. Yeah.
But
it's, yeah. Did your dad ever make it up to this part of the world?
They went everywhere.
Huh?
They went everywhere. I mean, he told me one time about, as I talked about him before, he they went coast to coast. And back then, they never cut the trucks off, right? I mean, the trucks they have 1,000,000-mile awards on them for safety, because, you'd have somebody that drove during the day. The other person would be sleeping in the sleeper, and then they would drive at night. And they just did that, man, for for weeks at a time.
Wow.
You know, so he did tell me about being up in Maryland or New York or somewhere, and you know, every once in a while they just throw you know, somebody pass away, and they got to ship the body back south or whatever. They just throw it on the back of a truck, man. And, you know, put it in there. It's all wrapped up and all this stuff, you know. And he said, man, that was made for some lonely drives at night because, you know, you got Bob back there in the back of the trailer.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You know, there's a song I've got to share. I'll send to you. It's called I-68. And it's about the ride from Hancock, Maryland, out to Morgantown, West Virginia. It's a section of interstate. So you come through this big cut in the mountain. We call it the cut. And, you know, I often wonder, did your dad ever travel through the cut and out to Morgantown? It's a great song, and everything they talk about in it is, you know, our home here.
Yeah.
And, you know, about, you know, watch out for the bear sign and the speed trap and the ice and the snow. And then, you know, the song finally gets to Morgantown, West Virginia, and he makes it on time. But it is a really cool song. I'll send that to you. But, yeah, as soon as I heard it, I thought about you and your dad.
Oh, yeah, send that to me. I'd like to hear that. I mean, he was a traveler. He's a truck driver for 39 years, so they've been everywhere, done everything, seen everything. And, you know, it
That's
was...
a lot of traveling.
Yeah. And then whenever, you know, when I got ready to graduate, when I got ready to get out of school, he's like, you know, I'd like to get you into trucking. And I'm like, Dad, I don't care anything about all that traveling stuff. I don't want to do that. I want to do my own thing. So some years later, he'd call me and I'd be in, you know, Oklahoma or Texas or Las Vegas or somewhere, you know, in a meeting or whatever. And he'd say, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm in a meeting in Texas right now. Yeah, how's that traveling thing, not traveling thing working out for you? Yeah. But
just like a father. How's that working out for you?
Yeah, well, how's that no traveling thing working out for you? I'm sure I'm glad you didn't go that route, you know.
Yeah.
I think I heard nan, nan, and nan, nan.
Yeah. And, of course, he'd always add and say, listen, don't venture off too far. You might run into some of your kin folks out there, so be careful.
God, man.
But I enjoyed traveling for 20, 25 years or so, you know, in the corporate world, and been in finance for that long a period of time and having offices all the way to Mobile, and I enjoyed it. But it's another way of life. You gotta be willing to do it. You know, you got to be willing to travel, right. and it's a different world. You know, it's kind of like the people that work third shift and the people that work during the day. You know, the whole world is different at night in the middle of the day that you don't get to see. Well, traveling is like that. You tend to stay at the same places, the same hotels, because you're looking for people that are familiar to you. You go to a lot of the same restaurants because you know the bartender behind the bar. And that's another thing. You when you travel all the time like that, you don't go in and get a table by yourself. Hell, you've been by yourself all damn day. You want to be at the bar where other travelers are, and that's generally where you would eat. And again, know the bartender, know his family, and all that stuff. So it takes a little bit of the edge off of you a little bit when you walk into a hotel and they're like, "Hey, we got your room ready for you."
Yeah,
you know.
Now, Dave, I'll tell you what, I'm going to back this up a little bit because, you know, many years ago, while Danny was traveling, you know, he was listening to my show, and he says, man, he goes, I hate this. He said, I want to do what you do. I said, brother, are you crazy? You know, I was touring. Doing a lot of traveling and broadcasting live shows out on the road with bands. And he said, I want to do what you do. I said, are you crazy, man? You got a corporate gig and, you know, you got the real thing going on. This stuff is hard work. It's 20 hours a day, a lot of traveling. He said, that's what I want to do, man. I want to do what you do. And I said, all right, you know, so here we are today. And now look, you know, he's traveling, working 20 hours a day. But it's like we say, you know, it's not work if you love what you do.
Yeah. Well, when you travel for yourself, it's a whole different thing, right? You know, and back then, you know, you're definitely bought into the whole corporate world, and you know, but after a while, it just wears you down, man. You know, you catch yourself every 3 years or so, everybody trying to reinvent the wheel and go back to the same thing you said 3 years ago, and you know, you're like in a vicious cycle. And I was well known for hating meetings. Everybody wants to listen. Hey, let's get together and have a meeting to plan the meeting. I'm like, that's the craziest damn thing I ever heard in my life. Why in the hell would we do that? I mean, we ought to be able to walk into a room, talk about stuff. Why in the hell do we need to, have a meeting to talk about the meeting? And before we'd finish that meeting, we would plan another meeting to plan the next meeting. I'm like, stop it, for God's sakes. I mean, like, we need to do more. All we're doing in the meetings is talking about working more. We can't do it because we're always in a meeting.
Can't get anything done. You got to have a meeting.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But I think you had called me. You were in Vegas. I think you were sending me pictures when you were out in Las Vegas.
Probably.
And you just said, I am so done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but here we are. Now
we would, you'd send we'd have an awards banquet out in Vegas, and then we'd have a supervisors meeting out in Vegas. And with the time change on the East Coast to the West Coast, it would really wear you down. It's about 3 hours most of the time. And, of course, you're in a meeting all day long from 8 to 4, and then everybody wants to go out all night long, right? So, by about Wednesday, you're like, damn. I mean, I'd literally come back from Vegas and sleep all weekend just to recover.
Oh, I believe it. And when you were talking about bars, some of the greatest stories I've ever gotten were from airport bars, tiki bars, marina bars, hotel bars. And when you're on the road, you really live at the bar. Yeah. And I was in radio doing all these shows, working with these bands, and there was always, bars, entertainment, booze, beer, you got the golf carts with a 50-gallon cart in the back. It's one of your riders. Yeah, I want some beer. They give you 50-gallon cooler. Like, here you go, there's your beer.
Yeah.
But all those stories, they come from somewhere. Like Jimmy Buffett said, we do it for the stories we could tell, and we never seem to run out of them.
Well, it's true. All the books and everything that I've written, all those morning posts that I do every morning, I usually try to get it done before 6 o'clock in the morning, come from those people. People would just walk up to me and say the damnedest line. It must be what goes in a songwriter's head when they hear a line and they turn it into a song and sell 40 million copies or whatever. But they would just, for some reason, I was one of those people where people would just come up to me and tell me their whole life story.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And you'd be in a bar, you're waiting on an airplane, you're on a shuttle, you're in a taxi cab, you're wherever, and people just come up and tell me their whole damn life story, and a lot of times it's pretty interesting. Sometimes it's like, damn, you need to get your head out of your head. But
I have met some amazing people, and just people you would never think that would party like this in an airport. I mean, I've actually met the actual owner of like a huge hospital system down in the Southeast, one of the biggest hospital systems there are. And we just got all liquored up, got on the plane. They knew him. He showed me a picture. He's standing on the wing of a 737. That's how much he traveled. They just parked the cart right next to us in the back of the plane.
Wow.
The cocktail cart. Yeah, they're like, here, we'll just leave it. But no, he had all these free drink passes. And he's like a big kid. I mean, this guy's a multi-jillionaire. And he's hanging out with me. He said, Johnny, you're fun, man. And, we hit the airport and went our separate ways, had connecting flights. But that's a story. And we kept in touch. That's a story I'll never forget. He just enjoyed himself. And I like to see people have a good time.
Well, and that brings us back to being on the water, right? I mean, taking these kids out when they're young, you just don't know how much you're impacting their life. My mom's love of the beach, she forced my dad to take us on vacation to the beach every summer. And sometimes those were 2 weeks at a time. And, so I grew up in, like Myrtle Beach. I knew people there, and I go back to them. And I just, those sunrises and sunsets was part of it. And then my dad had the traveling story. So it was bound to happen that I would end up traveling, but I would also venture off to any of the local places where I wanted to go where the locals went. I didn't want to go to the tourist traps wherever I was at in the corporate world, and that led to more people that I knew and more stories.
Yeah, that's how it all starts. That's it can start on the dock. How many dock parties have we been to?
Oh my God.
And how many floating dock parties
that we want to go to.
There you go.
And that brings me to my next subject is we'd love to go to some floating dock parties. And it's pretty interesting. I mean, in this particular area, and I'm sure it's this way anywhere, but, TVA holds the water rights. You have to get a permit for a dock. And sometimes that's a long waiting list. But once it's approved, then it can only be so far away and so far out and all this other stuff. I mean, do you guys deal a lot with that?
We do. You just reminded me of going from a stationary dock to a floating dock, and when we put in the dock that I just sent you a picture of without the snow, when we first put that in, a friend of my sister's was just intrigued with everything we did, and she went through all the details. Oh, the roof is wonderful. It's galvanized steel. It's da-da-da decking. It's the overhead boat lifts. It was just amazing how wonderful that dock is. And I said, yeah, we put enough flotation to carry the weight of the boats and all that. And there was this pause. That dock floated? when they're that large, they don't really. I mean, yes, you can feel a wave go by, this, that, and the other, but
sure.
But when it's a small lake and she was out there by herself, she didn't even know she was on a floating dock. So
wow.
It was kind of fun.
Yeah, she didn't realize the whole concept of a floating dock.
But it's a larger dock. When you get into the smaller docks, like I just want a 12 by 12, well, they move around a lot more. So
yeah,
but with two slips, the weight of the boats and all that, it feels really, really solid. So with a floating dock and the marine, and when you're walking on a floating dock in a big marina, you don't really feel it moving.
Yeah,
because of the mass of it.
And these docks that are not floating docks, right? And depending on, it's interesting to me of when these docks are built. So if they're built when the water is up, they're thinking, we need to build it when the water, they have an idea, or maybe they start it. Maybe they put the poles in the ground or whatever, and then they finish it when the water's up or whatever. But then that creates a whole nother problem. When the water's down or the water's up or we have a lot of rain or whatever, your dock might get covered or you might have to jump down or,
Exactly. And I mean, when you've got those stationary docks on the, coast, and I'm not an expert on that, but you named a lot of things. Okay, 1 minute I'm jumping into the boat or I got to jump down into the boat. There's mooring lines to consider, this, that, and the other, but I'm not an expert on that. But with a floating dock, when the water goes up, you don't have to adjust the lines. You don't have to. You're always going to be getting into the boat at the same level, which is really, really nice. So,
yeah. So is that typical? Like if somebody's wanting to, they want to build a double floating dock, maybe have a floating thing for the sea-doos or whatever, all that stuff. I mean, is it typical to try to do that in the wintertime, or when it's at its lowest point to really kind of get an idea?
Yeah, when it's low, that's when you really need to plan your dock. Now, maybe in the Carolinas where you need to have a stationary dock to go out so far, and then you have what we call a bridge or a ramp to go to those floating docks where the elevation of the water changes daily.
Yeah.
Then the dock is anchored, the floating dock is anchored, and then the bridge then goes up and down however many feet to make the transition from the stationary to the floating dock. And we've got probably more experts out there putting those in than ourselves. So, but we can furnish the parts and the frames, the floats, and everything, so people can buy them and put them together themselves. So,
I guess have people ever done I'm sure they have. They've done a floating dock. They're proud of it or whatever, and then they want to take upon themselves to add on to it.
It's very doable, but
yeah,
one of the things that we really need to know, somebody's got something in their head. And they say, we want 48 4x8s, 4x12s.
Yeah.
Frames. And it's like, can we see the picture of what you're thinking of? Because there's anchoring, there's cleats. I mean, it as much as they think it may be a Lego set, it really isn't. We need to have the knowledge of the full picture. So, because we can maybe make a few adjustments for everybody we want to be happy, but we want to especially make the customers happy.
Sure.
And once we see the total picture, you may be right. You do need 48 4x8 frames to make your dock dream come true. So,
what about the material itself? I mean, material has come a long ways, and there's a lot of material out there that I see that getting further and further away from wood because wood will rot on you, break, and then it becomes a safety thing and all that stuff. What type of material do you guys use?
We primarily use 3 decking materials: a composite decking, concrete, pavers, and then treated wood is still out there. The treated wood and the concrete pavers are pretty much neck and neck in price. The composite is just a little bit higher, and so we design everything around the decking you
Okay.
wish. So if you want composite and which way it goes and how it's going to be attached. So once we know which way, what decking material you wish, we design the frames around that, because on the composite decking, you can't span any more than 16 inches.
Oh.
Treated wood, I wish I could give you a standard answer, but yes, we can span 2 feet to, depending on how it's laid out, up to 4 feet, but that's lengthwise decking and things like that. But in general, once we know what kind of decking you wish, then and what size slip we need to do, we're off to the races, and we're on CAD, which stands for computer-aided design, but I've kind of renamed it, changed another drawing. So anyway, because, after I've got this quote, I want to do it a little different.
Yeah.
So, we're kind of in the parking lot business, really.
Sure.
I can't people or in the personal dock a garage.
Yeah.
And so as we talked about Dave's signs today, and we kind of jokingly say together that, because he was in the marina business, those white lines that you see in the parking lot at the fast food restaurant.
Those are docking slips.
Yeah, those our white lines are wider.
Yeah.
So in the marina business. So, there's all kinds of widths and of the fingers, the width of the slip, and you got to just make sure we got the correct width for your boat. In the personal dock business, you got to, all of a sudden you may do a 10-foot wide slip. Well, the customer may come up and go, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm going to put in a stationary lift."
Yeah.
Well, that's already 11 feet. Well, it isn't gonna work. So
Right.
we need you need to make sure that, are you putting in a lift, and we want to make sure we got the correct width of that lift in order for that floating dock to fit around it. So there's just a lot of questions, and once we get those answered and they're correct, it's the dock business is like a kitchen in a way. Are all kitchens the same?
No.
So
everybody's need for their kitchen the same? No.
Correct.
And I was in after I left finance, I took about 4 years off and kind of traveled around with a radio station and got things rolling with that. And then I went into another business where we would do encapsulations and things like that in homes. And one of the first questions that I would ask is, what are your plans with this? Is this your forever home? Are you looking to sell in the next 5 years? Because that would really dictate on what we were going to do to that house. You needed to find out what their desire was before you went down a road of what if you plan on retiring here and you're going to be here for 25, 30 years or whatever, we need to plan accordingly. And so I would think, I mean, I don't know, you're the expert, but I would think the dock business would be the same thing, or the floating dock business would be the same way.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, but for most of the time, it is kind of a forever dock. It really is, because, the people, they've had this design in their head for a number of years. Yes, I'm sure there are people that flip the houses and all that kind of stuff, but in general, we do call on the same people quite a bit, or somebody it's gone to the next generation, their kids, and they Dad bought a dock from you, Dave, and I'm taking over the cottage or the new home or whatever, and so
and I would always meet with the couple together. Okay, I hated to get in the middle of that. I got to talk to her, I got to talk to him thing. I would make sure that we set an appointment to where we were setting, and generally I'd set at the kitchen table and have one on each side of us, and I would answer all those questions. And back to that, what is your plans with this home? It really didn't matter to me. I mean, it mattered to me because I wanted to know what they desired to do. But what I could do would add value to it if you were going to sell it, or if you're going to stay here forever, it's going to last forever. So I could go both ways. I just needed to know to explain their situation to them. That's why that was so important.
And it goes with the commercial. I mean, even though it's a family business, you want to get everybody involved, not just the. You got to know the family dynamics and make sure you're talking to everybody.
Yeah.
When it comes to commercial or the residential part, that type of thing.
Well, you got to make them happy, and then the guy down the slip here is going to want to buy one, and then he's going to recommend you, and so on and so on. It's still good service, quality, taking care of your customer is still the most important thing in any business. So,
and even though there's texting going on, I like to pick up the phone and talk to you. So
there you go.
And it's as I said, it's been a great career, and we're happy to be here telling more people about us.
That's right. Well, we're glad you're here as well. It's Friday, everybody. We made it. I'd like to say it's another gorgeous, beautiful day, but it's kind of drafty and.
If you're a snowman,
this time of the year is your time, man. Happy birthday. Mr. Roger Jokella there. And the swinging cowboy there, you know. I mean, you know, you wear that hat because you're losing all your hair there, Johnny B. And your toes all curled up from not getting them taken care of and all that good stuff, you know.
There's been quite the theme
today. The iguanas there just cracking up, you know.
I know. The poor old iguanas falling out of the sky in Florida, you know. They're like, oh, this is it. We're going to hell, you know. But there is that scene where they get on the plane and get the hell out of there and fly down to Jamaica. Like, we got to go, man. We're going to die. We're going to die in Miami if we don't get the hell out of here.
That was funny as heck. Honest to goodness. You know, when the first day that you played that commercial and you said, just roll with it, man, just roll with it. So I'm watching the monitor and I noticed something. I'm like, where's the commercial? And I looked at me on the monitor and I looked at that shirt and I looked at this shirt. And I'm like, hey, we're not no, we're on the wrong day here. So I had to refresh that monitor. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not wearing that shirt today.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
But anyway, that was funny as heck, man. I watched the replay and we're still laughing.
Well, the hippie chick made her way down, said hi to Dave. She's upstairs working in the office up there. So she is the girl in the home office.
There you go. There you go.
Girl in the home office. Yes, indeed.
But we were talking during the break because I'd mentioned I'd played that video there during the music of Seaward Systems that we had on the show from one of the boat shows, and they build all the things for your dock, dress up your dock, cleaning stations, places for your rod and reels and things like that, because people do want to show off their dock. That's why they go to a professional place like Floating Dock Manufacturing to get a professionally done dock, and they don't want it to be an eyesore, and then they want to dress things up. But as Dave was telling me, that's important. They need to know these things, because if it's going to change the weight, all these things like that's important to the building process, right?
Correct. So we want to make sure that we know all the details that you're planning on putting on the dock, from cleaning stations to flag poles to hand railing to by the way, I want to put on this frame so I can put on my kayak, a kayak rack.
Yeah, there you go.
And things like that. So just write down your list as complete as you can, so we don't have a dock that's out there leaning. If I can take a moment, I do want to thank you both.
Yes.
I know that there's a few things that we want to stay away from, like the politics and all that, but if sports is on the table, I do want to have you reach over there to the little white bag that I brought you. Thank you to both of you.
Yeah,
and
I almost forgot about
that. What's in it is more history as well.
A bag here.
Little bag. This thank you from Floating Docks out of Indiana. Am I giving you a hint?
My goodness!
So there we go. I know I'm in Orange and White County.
Yes, you are.
But hopefully you're not going to use it too much for a car.
No, this is big enough to make a flag out of it. Okay. Look for a flag or something out there.
But it is more
It's a big deal for Indiana. Big deal.
I mean, people say, well, how do you feel? I say, I feel like I've been in the twilight zone.
Yeah.
So it really is. But if everybody's been following, it has been an amazing trip. So
yeah, and what an amazing team they put together this year, and just kicked everybody's butts, and just did a fantastic job. We have a lot of we have Ed the Train Man that does his show on Monday night, living up in Indiana. They're all excited about it. Everybody's listen, if you're a Tennessee fan, you get what you get. Okay, and you got to be good. You got to be a real fan to be a Tennessee fan. I mean, there used to be a time where we would get beat, 714-7 or something like that, and we were just tickled to death. We got that one touchdown. It's like, man, but what about that one touchdown? That was great, Alabama fans, they're the most obnoxious people to watch a football game with, because they went through a little bit of a learning curve themselves here since Nick Saban left. But They used to didn't even watch the game. They were like, "What do you mean we lost? We don't lose. We don't ever lose. What the hell are you talking about? What do you mean somebody scored?" They would be the opposite way. They'd be pissed off that the other team scored. Like, I can't believe, they could again win 84-7, and I can't believe they let them score that one time.
Well, I was coming with your dad traveling, you traveling, everybody traveling. One of the moments I came down, I'm coming down here. It's during the fall, and all I'm seeing is orange and white off cars. It's crazy. And I come to one of the customers and said, "Well, how's my favorite team, in Indiana?" And I'm going, we're talking football, and I'm just going. I just have college football in my head. I'm going, Purdue, IU football? Oh, no, the Colts.
Yeah.
Well,
we're big college football.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, SEC, we all that stuff,
We got Peyton, we still love Peyton.
Yeah.
Peyton, from UT and all that. So
yeah, and Peyton Manning's got a place right here off the water here. I'm sure he's got a hell of a dock off the side of his place right here off of Chickamauga Lake. But
well, he's welcome to call in anytime.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we'll get his big butt in here. I do have the tray ceilings here, so he might be able to stand up.
Oh, there you go. But anyway, again, thank you very much for
that.
Letting me come here, and we appreciate all the work you've been doing, and big salute to Dave Sign.
There you go. And if you want to reach out to Floating Dock Manufacturing, you can always reach them at 800-969-DOCK, D-O-C-K. And, of course, you can go to floatingdockmanufacturing.com. Right?
Correct.
And check out what they got to do. I mean, it's very important. You really need to think about these things, about what are your plans, for, what kind of dock, what's the long-term goal here? Are you going to buy a bigger boat in the near future? All these things, it's more than just having a pretty dock out there. You want to do it right the first time, and you want it to last forever. So these guys are the experts in the floating dock manufacturing business, and they can hook you up. So reach out to them at 800-969-DOCK.
Correct. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for being here, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Johnny, you're not going to go anywhere because you can't go anywhere right now with the snow, right?
Nope. I'm dug in because I can't dig out, man. It's pack ice. I told you it's gonna take a jackhammer.
Well, Johnny, we had in southern Indiana. Well, my official reading was about 14 inches, and but they're in southern Indiana. I'm really proud they got a lot of it moved, and they did a great job. So,
well, it's kind of a running joke here, especially on the Sunday show where I'm talking about our weather people here in Tennessee. And you've done a lot of traveling down here, especially in Harrison and down towards Gunnersville Lake and all these other areas in this particular area. And our weather people, bless their heart, or is what they say in the South, bless their heart.
That's right.
They see all these real weather people, and they think that that's us. And if we just get a hint that there might be snow, right, there goes the milk sandwiches, and there goes all the bread and the milk and everything else and all that stuff. And then they just act like, and it never happens. And if it does snow, it's gone by the next day. Okay, and we're just not there. You feel bad for them when they're saying, "This is gonna be bad," and it's like a half inch. Okay. And because we are surrounded by the mountains, they're always going to get snow, okay? They get snow, and we don't even talk about it.
Right. Well, my oldest daughter lives...
We got plenty of snow.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter lives in Denver, and for the longest time, they got 12 inches of snow. Well, it's so dry out there in Denver. Now, granted, the mountains is another situation, but when my daughter's out there, Dad, it's gone in 2 days. Because they get sunshine all the time, and it's dry and it melts quickly. So,
and of course, if you want to find out about Maryland tourism up there, if you do or if you are into skiing and that's kind of your thing or whatever, no better place to go than Western Maryland, right, Johnny B?
Yeah, man. West Ski Resort right there on Deep Creek Lake. Absolutely beautiful. You know, we tell everybody check to make sure that there's plenty of parking and passes available. But we're all about tourism here at this station. We're promoting tourism through the Maryland State Department of Tourism via visitmaryland.org. So we invite everybody to come up here and, you know, experience the Wild West of Maryland. It's one of Maryland's best kept secrets.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's it's such a beautiful country, you know, and people need to get out of their comfort zone and go and visit places instead of traveling around the world. You go visit places in the United States that you haven't been to as well. I mean, there's so many cool places to go see, and Western Maryland is definitely one of them. And when you're not doing this show Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you've got your other show that you do as well, right?
Yes, sir. Western Maryland Radio, WMDRradio.com, your online destination for all things travel, lifestyle, and tourism across Garrett, Allegheny, and Washington counties. That's my tagline.
And that's why he's my co-host on this show. You know, I had to bring him out, had to bring him back from the dead, basically. You know, like I've been telling him for years, Johnny, get back on the radio, get back on the radio, get back on the radio.
Yeah, he kept pushing it, so here we are. I'd say, yeah, I love it, man. It's our passion. It's what we do.
Yeah, and if we can just get his toes dead so he don't die on me, everything will be fine. You know, so. Thank you, Dave, with Floating Docks Manufacturing for being here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Real proud to be here. Thank you so much as well.
Johnny B, have a great weekend. Don't get too snowed in, and I'll talk to you soon, brother.
Thanks, Johnny B.
Have a great day.
And thank all you guys for tuning in today, and we really, really appreciate it. We're trying to make this thing work. Trying to get some support, trying to get some sponsors out there, and no better one to have than the live cam. So if you want to get more details about that, reach out to me at tikimanradio@gmail.com. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Be safe out there. We'll see you on the radio, everybody.
Bye-bye now.